Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
That's right, which is mainly metal music and live music. I'm your host, Brian, joining other host,
Karen.
And for this episode, we're going to be talking about the Vimic release party / reunion show / memorial type event, or an event honoring Joey Jordison's legacy.
Yes.
We did a 666 on this some time ago, mostly around the Kickstarter.
Yeah, we talked about the Kickstarter, but then I think also in that we mentioned that they were going to do a show in Los Angeles.
Yeah, so I can't remember. I mean, we could go back and rewatch the episode, but I think we didn't know it was in Los Angeles at the time, or we did. Like, I don't know when that was announced. Because I remember in that video we were talking like it'd be really cool if they do this in Des Moines, and if they do, we can go back to Des Moines. But like, it wasn't in Des Moines; it was in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
and I can't remember if it was announced at the time of the Kickstarter or not.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember too if it was or not, because I felt like we had mentioned we're not going because it's in Los Angeles and not Des Moines.
We definitely mentioned it before, and I don't know when it was. Again, I haven't watched that video. I do remember recording it and originally saying, "Oh, how cool it'd be to be at Teragram Ballroom again for this show."
Yeah.
But it could have been released, or it could have been known. Like, I don't know. It's been so long since that happened. But in any case, this is the show for that Kickstarter that they talked about during the Kickstarter. The album came out, I believe, on the 3rd, which is the same day the show was.
Yes.
October 3rd.
Yep.
As you alluded to, or we've alluded to, we did end up going to this show. We were at Incarceration. It was the day after Slipknot.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering when we actually decided to go.
And we had talked about going, and we were sitting there on our campsite, and we look up and like, all right, well, we have enough hotel points to get a free hotel room for that weekend or for this show. And we have enough airline miles that we could get a free flight. And tickets, honestly, were cheap. The tickets were $29.50 with $9.08 in fees.
Yeah, that's pretty cheap.
So we're like, fuck it. Like, if we get a free flight and free room, might as well go. So that's what we did. We used our miles and our flight credits and whatnot to get room and travel. So, and we've said this before, like, if you're going to, travel and stay at hotels, just pick one brand, either, one flight plane company thing and one
one
hotel.
Airline and one hotel.
There you go. That's a better way to put it instead of flight type thing. And then just rack up the points as you go, and you can get free flights and whatnot over time. So
yeah, it takes a long time to get free, but
yeah,
we make it sometimes.
Sometimes we do. We don't do it that often, but yeah, this worked out. So you ended up going to the bathroom to like shower or something, and I was sitting there at the campsite alone. And I was like, fuck it, I'm buying tickets to this. So we bought tickets. Part of those fees is it says that only in my comment on our spreadsheet, it says that $2.25 total of the fees. I think that's what they charge for fees. There was a tax or a fee on top of it to get physical tickets delivered to us. We're recording this Monday after the show, and we still have not received our physical tickets. So we're sitting there like the day before the show in our hotel room, and I pull up the phone to like pull up the Ticketmaster account, and it's like, this is not a ticket. Your ticket was sent to mail. Your ticket will arrive in time for the show. And I'm like, fuck that. We're not back in Chicago. We're not, like, we don't have tickets for this. What the fuck? So luckily I was able to transfer from my account to your account, your Ticketmaster account.
Yeah.
And we could use the tickets that way. So that worked out. Although, if worst case scenario, it wasn't sold out. So we could have picked up another ticket.
Yeah, bought other tickets.
But real quick, otherwise, just going through sort of logistics or sort of the other items that I like to talk about typically. Wednesday 13 was the special guest opener for this. And this was at the Teragram Ballroom in Los Angeles, California.
Yes.
Again, we sort of alluded to this already. Like, I thought this would be in Des Moines. Des Moines felt like a perfect spot for this show.
We were really hoping it was going to be in Des Moines.
But then when it was announced it was in Los Angeles, like, what the fuck? This is this is weird. I don't understand why it's in Los Angeles. And I still do not understand why it was there.
We were kind of hoping that during the show they would kind of allude to why it was in Los Angeles or why they chose Los Angeles for this, or, like maybe there was some special connection to Teragram Ballroom or something, and nothing came about it. It was just, let's have the show and move on, like nothing, like that there was no, I don't know, just no connection to why it was out there instead of in Des Moines.
Yeah, and we talked about this a little bit afterwards too. Like, maybe it's part of the deal to getting the rights to the album that they can finally press, that you can do this. You can do the event and whatnot. It just has to be here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, we have no knowledge of that though. That's just something that you brought up while we were talking.
Yeah,
so.
I'm just trying to think of what reasons it would be, because I mean, I think even the Vimic album was recorded in Des Moines. I think I was reading something a while ago, and like Joey had like a farmhouse they rented or some shit, or a barn or something they ended up recording and whatnot. I could be completely wrong there. I somewhat have a vague memory of thinking that for some reason.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't understand it, but I don't know, whatever. The important thing is they got to do the event. They got to release this music, this art to the world. And yeah, I guess let's talk about the event a little bit. There was no set list for Wednesday 13.
Oh, really?
Unfortunately.
Oh, that's interesting, because somebody even got up on the stage and stole the set list from us.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, we should have asked them for the set list then. Like
well,
the
they
photo.
were like way in the front. We were
that's
like
true.
10 rows back. But yeah, no, she ran up there and grabbed it while they were tearing down, or like in between tearing down. Or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah,
All right.
So, but maybe someday it'll get posted. I don't know, which would be kind of cool because I really enjoyed the music. So
we'd seen them before. I think it was with Cradle of Filth here in Chicago.
That. Yeah.
And I remember you saying the same thing then, like, oh, they're actually pretty good. I like them a lot.
Yeah. I just don't listen to them. I don't know why.
I don't. They have a similar vibe or look that like Marilyn Manson kind of does, I think. Like when I see them performing, I do think of like Marilyn Manson adjacent, sort of same imagery and sort of same musical style and whatnot. And, you know, Wednesday 13 was also the lead vocalist for Murderdolls, which is Joey's first side project outside of Slipknot as well.
Well, Murderdolls started. Didn't Murderdolls start before Slipknot?
I know Stone Sour. So, all right, there was that period where Stone Sour did their side project. Sean did his side project with, I love this band. What the fuck is their name? I'm blanking on it right now.
No.
To my surprise.
Okay.
And then Murderdolls was the one Joey did. So all three of them like released their first soul like albums outside of Slipknot. During that time period.
Murderdolls was in Hollywood, California in 2020 or 2002.
Okay. So there's at least a Hollywood, California connection.
Yeah.
The first single I believe off of that album was Dead in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Which had Marilyn Manson as sort of a guest sort of person in the music video and whatnot. I don't know if he sung, I can't remember. But yeah, he sort of like popped up in the music video and all that. Again, making me think of the Marilyn Manson sort of connection between those bands and even Wednesday 13.
Yeah.
But they didn't end up playing Dead in Hollywood as part. I do remember that. This night, they did not play Dead in Hollywood, which I was kind of expecting it.
Was that Wednesday 13 or Murderdolls?
That was Murderdolls.
Okay.
They did, but I mean, Wednesday 13 did play at least one Murderdolls song. I do remember him calling out, like, hey, this was a Murderdolls song that we wrote with Joey, blah, 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 and like that kind of spiel. Yeah. So, and when he said that, I was like, oh shit, it's going to be Dead in Hollywood, which I love that song. It was the first sort of song. Again, I think that was their first single. It's sort of what introduced me to Joey's work outside of Slipknot. And so whenever I think of Joey not being in Slipknot, my mind goes straight to Murderdolls and straight to that one song. So I kind of was hoping and thinking they'd play it because of that sort of connection. But no, that one unfortunately was not played. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it's too macabre or something, like Dead in Hollywood, Joey's dead. We're not here to like dwell on that. We're here to celebrate his life and all of that shit.
Yeah, maybe.
But I don't know. I really wish they had played that song.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, the set, again, I don't know Wednesday 13 songs that well.
Yeah, like you said that we have seen them before. I know that we have seen them before. I just don't remember seeing them or, like remember the show at all. But they're a lot of fun. Like, they're going to be here in Chicago in a few months again.
At the beginning of the year, in like January, I think.
Yeah. So I think we're going to try to hit up that show as well.
Yep.
But yeah, it'll be fun to see them again. And then maybe we'll get the set list and actually put it on our playlist. So.
And that's going to be like a proper tour too. So it's not going to be this one-off show. And typically when we do these and add, because mostly I want to add this to our set list that we have, our playlist that we have. And if I don't see, like, let's say we see them in Chicago, I don't see a Chicago show, I work my way down the tour dates till I find one that has some songs, and then I add them. This is a one-off show, so like he's not going to have. Yeah. So
I did notice though that a lot of the crowd was there for Wednesday 13.
There was a lot of people there, for Wednesday 13, it felt like.
We saw a lot of Joey shirts and, some Slipknot shirts and stuff like that. But there was a lot of Wednesday 13 people there, I felt like. And even more towards the end of the night, the crowd thinned.
I do feel
as
like
the
it
night
thinned
went
out as
on.
well too, unfortunately. And it did feel like a lot of people were there. I know we were over on stage left at the beginning of the night, and a woman had like a homemade drawing or a poster or something she had made with just 8 by 11 sheets of paper all taped together on the back, which is kind of funny to like see, like we're taking these paper sheets and drawing a big thing and doing that instead of getting a big cardboard, whatever, you know. But whatever, you use what you got. And she was like holding that up, blocking our view of the stage most of the night. So then we ended up moving over to stage right for the rest of the night.
But she took it down. Well, we don't know exactly when she took it down, but we noticed after like a few songs.
Yeah,
it
after
was
we
no longer
like,
up
it
anymore.
felt like right after we moved, she took it down. I was like, oh shit, that sucks. Whatever.
But it was okay.
It was fine. She was having a good time. A lot of people were having just a great time, and you know that's awesome to see. We didn't talk much about the venue.
Oh no, yeah, that's fine.
Pretty small spot. You walk straight in, and the Vimic merch was straight ahead of you. To your left was a big bar area, and then to your right, just outside of that, was the Wednesday 13, which sort of made like this little L thing between the merch between Vimic and Wednesday 13. And in the base of the L, where like the two lines would meet, that was the door to get into the venue. Which I remember walking through that and being like, this could be a bit of a bottleneck.
Oh, like on a busy show night or something.
Yeah, or if more people were here trying to get in and out, like that felt very weird for location for merch, I thought. But we went in, you're at the back of the venue, straight ahead, use the stage, pretty small stage, big sound booth, big front of house sound section with a bar behind that as well. And the roof, I felt like was very short. It wasn't that tall of a roof, but it was sort of like this sort of arched, rounded roof. Yeah. And back behind the bar, like above the bar, was sort of this raised, or not raised, like this little balcony section that people could go up to.
That's why I don't remember the roof seeming short at all. I mean,
I don't know. It just felt shorter to me than like, say, Aragon. Aragon's roof is tall. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the thing. Here in Chicago, a lot of the venues have really tall roofs, I feel like. This felt very lower to the ground.
Yeah, I guess a little bit, yeah.
Kind of like a bar stage almost. Some of the bars we've been to.
I didn't feel that way at all.
No, in terms of like the roof being lower. Like bar stages here, I feel like have smaller roofs.
Yeah, but I didn't feel like it was like a bar. Like
no.
I did not feel like the roof was at the level of the bar stages that we've been to here in Chicago.
Okay. But yeah, other than that, it was pretty standard venue, I guess.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, it was kind of cool. I like talking about venues when we go to them. This one was kind of I liked the arch ceiling to it. It was very simplistic in terms of getting in and out. It was just a standard sort of venue and club and whatnot.
Yeah,
but, yeah.
I guess a club is a good way to put it because it almost seemed like a club atmosphere in my mind. I don't know.
They did have the outdoor marquee,
been to a club, so
like an old school marquee.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Yep.
And it wasn't that far from our hotel. It was like...
No, yeah, we stayed downtown. Well, what I consider downtown. Is that downtown? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was downtown. We were on like...
by the financial stuff. So.
Yeah, we were on like 8th and Flower or something like that.
Yeah.
So you go up the street to the 7th, which was a big metro stop, which I honestly did not know LA had metro stops.
Yeah.
You never hear about anybody talk about like LA Metro or public transit.
No, never. So it's only the traffic sucks.
Yeah. So you go... If you're walking, I guess, north, what I would call north, but yeah, if you're walking up to 7th Street, you just go left and over the highway, and it's like right there. A quick sort of 20-minute walk maybe from our place.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. We like staying close to the venue, and that's, I think, why we picked that particular hotel.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that we wanted to do in LA that was like on the other side of the city, but we wanted to be close to the venue, so.
Yeah, we weren't there that long. We got in, third Wednesday night?
Wednesday night. We got there like at 10 o'clock.
10, 11. I think by the time we got to our hotel, we got to our hotel right before 10 because that's when the roof deck closed. Yeah. And then we left Saturday night also. So we were just there for like 3 full days and then gone.
And we had to work during that time too.
We did have to work, yeah. So we didn't get to explore LA as much as we wanted to. We are going to do a vlog of this and post it at some point. It'll be pretty short probably because, again, we didn't do a whole lot while we were there. But yeah, the show was the big thing. Anything else for, I guess, Wednesday 13 before moving to Vimic?
No, it's fine. We'll have an episode on Wednesday 13 here.
Yeah, a few months.
So.
I guess getting to Vimics. I'll start by reading off the set list that's on Setlist FM, which started with A Beginning, Pain and Purification, Marionette, Parasite Persona, Soul Disintegration, which is a Scar the Martyr cover, Love, which was a cover of Strapping Young Lad, My Fate, I Fear the Worst, Last Night on Earth, again a Scar the Martyr cover, and She Sees Everything. Now, this is only 8 songs plus that little intro, a beginning song. The note on Setlist FM does say setlist incomplete and out of order.
Yeah.
So when I added these to our playlist, I said, fuck it, it's an album release party. I'm just throwing the entire album on our set list. Not sure what was on there. I assume they played almost everything, if not everything. The one thing that was sort of weird to me is the Scar the Martyr covers and the Strapping Young Lad covers, or cover. Scar the Martyr was another Joey side project.
Oh, okay.
So that makes sense why those were there. Strapping Young Lad is a band with Devin Townsend in it.
Oh, okay.
So I wasn't sure about that one, but so I threw the Scar the Martyr songs at the end, but I did throw the entire album on our playlist.
Okay, that's fine.
Which the album starts with the ending, Love and Lacerations, Marionette, She Sees Everything, Earth Stood Still, I Fear the Worst, Simple Skeletons, In Your Shadow, Parasite Persona, Fail Me, My Temple, Empty Headed, Beautiful Mistakes, My Fate, Save Yourself, A Beginning, Pain and Purification, and then it ended with The Enemy. At least that's the album that came out, the order of the songs there.
Yeah. So we could go back and edit Setlist FM because they for sure did In Your Shadow.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I remember them playing that because that was where it was like written for like a record exec or a record producer or something. That's the vocalist wrote it for that, but now the meaning took something different. Because Joey passed away, that it now is like in Joey, In Your Shadows, like dedicated to Joey.
Yeah, we can throw that in there. Might as well. Yeah, we can throw that in there at some point. I've done that before where I've added songs to a Setlist FM. I normally don't ever update these, but we have done it. So yeah, let's go ahead and we'll do that at some point here shortly.
I don't know where they played it, but like it already says that it's
already, yeah. The note is already like it's out of order, so fuck it.
Yeah.
This did start with sort of a clip show or a slideshow of Joey's life, starting at a young age and going all the way
from like a baby.
Yeah. Showing his like progression in music and sort of his progression through life, which was kind of cool. It was broken down into like 4 segments.
4 or 5, yeah.
Which each
Probably
one
5,
was a different song, which I think like was, to me, it was this song that represents that part of Joey's life.
I would agree.
And if I remember correctly, there was one of them that had like Slipknot music.
Yeah,
in
so
there.
the part that they kind of showed the Slipknot, photos of Slipknot and everything like that. It was Sick, I think. Is that right?
I thought it was too. Yeah. I can't remember.
I can't remember now either, but I think it was Sick that they played, and then they ended that part with a picture of Joey and Paul, which I think was perfect.
Yep.
And honestly, like, so when the song kind of ended, it kind of like went dark and like there was nothing. So I was like, oh, it's over. Like that's the perfect way to end this montage of pictures is with Joey and Paul. And then it started again with family photos, which is fine. I mean, it was their thing to put together.
I felt like it was going into the next phase of his sort of life and his journey, because there was that segment after Slipknot that he was making music and doing things as well. I don't know what each one of those photos meant. I'm sure the sisters and the rest of the family who put it together that can tell you a story about every single one of those fucking photos.
Probably. Yeah.
Which we also didn't talk about before the show even started. 2 of the sisters, I don't know how many sisters he has, or siblings he has, but 2 women came up. Turns out they're his sisters, and basically thanking the crowd, thanking everybody for being out there to support this. I was like, we did back the Kickstarter, so we got a message like the day before or something on our through email that basically said, hey, we're going to record this professionally. We're gonna try to live stream this. It seems like they've been struggling with, especially Meta, trying to get access to like the Facebook page or the Instagram page or something to update this, and somehow they're struggling to get that access. So I don't think they did a live stream, because they did make a joke like, yeah, we were gonna live stream this, but we can't. That's a whole nother story, and sort of like a pause, like they want to say fucking joke or whatever the fuck they wanted to say.
Yeah.
So, but you can definitely tell that it was emotional for them. They were happy to be up there. I'm assuming one of the sisters was wearing his jumpsuit because she did have his.
Yeah.
She had a jumpsuit on, so I just assumed it was his. And yeah, I don't know. It was very touching and a good way to start off the evening before getting into Wednesday 13.
To have a little bit of talk around, thank you to the fans for coming.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. And then, the montage was really cool. The videos and the music was really cool. And then it gets into the actual set of Joey. This album did come out.
The set of Vimic, not Joey.
Sorry, yes. The set of Vimic. This album technically did come out. We had the MP3 download at midnight the night before. I still honestly have not listened to this album at all the way through, outside of what we listened to on at this show.
Yeah.
I did see that they had vinyl for sale in the merch, and people were holding that around the show floor, which did make me kind of smile because I was like, they got their vinyl because they came to the show. Ours is supposed to be here in the mail at some point.
We're waiting for it, yeah.
Because, they're doing this themselves. They're putting it together. I don't give a shit. We'll get it when we get it. We'll listen to it then. But I do want to listen to this. I'm probably honestly listening to it on vinyl before listening to it on streaming.
I know I've listened to some songs. Did they release some songs along the way?
Yeah, they've got like 4 or 5 songs they've released. And I've listened to all of those. Yeah. And we talked about during the Kickstarter too. I think Skeletons was something. That one of the songs? Simple Skeletons, yeah. And I was like, I really liked that song. So, yeah, I don't know. The band came out. The band played a little bit. And then they had, obviously, guest drummers come out to help support because Joey's not there, unfortunately. And they have a list of those. I think you have the list of special guest drummers they had.
Yeah, so Ash Pearson played most of this. Was the guest drummer most of the time. He did do a little speaking part kind of in the middle of the show.
I do remember that,
right. Where he said, in 1998, seeing Joey drumming or, some connection to Joey drumming is what got him into drumming. So, but he did do most of the guest parts or whatever. Then, sorry, I don't have these all in order, but I know the next one was Caleb Hayes, which is a 10. Well, he's 11 now.
11 now.
He was 10 the night of the show, and then he turned 11 the next day. So an 11-year-old drummer who is from England.
Oh, really? Okay.
I looked him up because I'm like, how the fuck?
Who the fuck is this kid?
Who is this kid? Yeah. But so what I read is he self-taught, doesn't know how to like read music or read, but he just
picked it up and started going with it.
Picked up drumming at 2 years old, played his first festival at 4 years old.
For real?
Yes.
I do remember that from like the Joey slideshow. He was super fucking young when he got his kit too.
Yeah. So, it's awesome that he was able to play. We didn't say this either. It's Joey's drum kit that was there.
Yes, the Vimic kit he had,
Yeah, so, it's really cool. So then the other guest drummers were Chris Williams, Kyle Mayer, Kyle Castronova, and Dean Castronova. And then I do know that she was the last one, but Lana D'Amato. Sorry, I fucked up your name, but she's the drummer for
not Carcosa. It starts with a C, doesn't it? They're the Brazilian band, all-female band. Crypta, yes.
Oh my God, my brain went away. Yeah, so she's the drummer for Crypta. And we were kind of talking about that because Crypta's on tour right now. On Saturday, they played at the Forge.
Here in
Illinois.
So that was the day after this show.
So she could have made that show. But Friday, they had a show. I can't remember where that was.
Was it in California someplace?
No, it wasn't.
So she didn't make that show then?
No, obviously not, because she was playing.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I'm not sure how they handled their
Unless it was like a festival and they were early in the day and she made the trek out.
I don't know,
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I do remember seeing the announcement for Crypta or a flyer for Crypta at the Forge. Like, oh shit, they were fucking awesome. I wish we could see them, but there's no way we're going to make it back in time. So getting to see her at this show, that was, I guess, a nice little treat for sure.
Sure. The only thing that I would say about the guest drummers is there wasn't much introduction or like connection to Joey or like how they chose these drummers or anything like that. Maybe that'll come later. I don't know. But it was more just like, even when Caleb, the little kid, went out, like, it was just like, we have Caleb. Like, like there was no,
You could have done like
talking about
a quick
anything.
little interview ahead of time and filmed them and asking like, what did Joey mean to you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
And then play that on the screen in between the
Could-
drummers
yeah.
switching out
Yeah.
to get that connection. Because I definitely agree with you. Like I was lost. Like, all right, well, who is this drummer? Especially when the kid came up and was like,
Yeah.
who the fuck's this little kid? What's
Yeah.
he doing up here?
Yeah.
What's this got to do with like what's his connection to Joey and all that? So
Yeah.
yeah, I do wish there was a little bit more of that as well.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea for the changeover, because there was a little bit of changeover between songs, which Kayla and Chase would do some speaking parts, mostly telling stories about Joey, which was cool to see, but it would be cool to have like that connection to who the drummer was and like what connection they had and that sort of thing.
And he could have introduced the drummers too, being like, hey, next on drums we have.
He did do that he did do that for every single person. He did say their name.
Okay.
And say like, oh, the next song we have.
Okay, I missed that then. Okay.
Yeah, like whoever was going to be up. But it did take a little bit between each person because like Ash Pearson had the drum kit set up. Like they didn't change the drum kit, but I think it's like the pedals and everything like that.
Especially the little kid getting up with like, the seat and whatnot, making sure you're in the right spot where you can hit the
and they did it for
bass
everybody.
pedals.
Yeah, like he was back there helping everybody, but it was just like making sure it was all set up and that sort of thing.
Yep.
So there was that little bit of I'm going to say downtime between songs, which generally you do have some downtime because of guitar tuning or whatever the case is.
Yep.
So he did okay. I mean, he did fine between saying the little stories and stuff, but I think having that connection would have been better.
I will say when he was up there singing too, when we first came out, I was like, God damn, there's a gray old man, like just this old gray hair. But I keep forgetting like this album was almost 2017 or something when it was first sort of put together. Like I forget just how old this music actually is.
Yeah.
Which
and we're older. They're older than us.
we are, yeah, I mean there is that too. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just expected younger people for some reason. It doesn't make any sense to me now that I actually take a second to think about it.
Yeah.
But whatever. But I have seen people, especially in like, social media and like Reddit in particular. I was looking at that a little bit today, trying to find set lists, see if anybody was at the show. But just being like, this music's okay. It's not the greatest. It's meh at best. Like, and people not necessarily ragging on the music, but just being like, it's not the absolute greatest. One comment I saw was something along the lines of, yeah, this isn't the greatest, but it is kind of cool to see where Joey was going with his next phase of his career and how it would come out. And I mean, even think of like, I guess Stone Sour's first sort of solo album. It was good. I enjoyed it. But I like the older stuff better. Like you start to get in your rhythm, you start to find your sound and who you are. And this was the same thing. Like this is the first album out there. Also, again, it is almost like 10 years old. Music styles change, music tastes change over those 10 years. So like it was written for that time period or was written at that time period. So if Joey was around today, how would the music be different? So I don't look at it from those lenses. I think it's, again, I said this earlier, I think it's super fucking great that the family was able to get this music out there, get this art out there, not just for Joey, but for everyone else in the band, because it was their music too. It was their art too, that now can go out there and live in the world and you can hear it and listen to it. So I do like that a lot.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I don't want to put so much on Joey for the sound of the music because it isn't necessarily like because of him it sounds like this or anything like that. Like he was the drummer of the band and started the band. So
yeah, and I did not mean for it to sound that way. If that came off that way, I apologize. That's not what I meant. It's definitely a collective, a group of people getting together saying, let's make art together.
I think we're saying Joey a lot because this was a tribute to Joey.
Yes,
and
I think that was the main thing.
That Joey's family's helping get the music out with the Kickstarter and that whole thing. So, but I would probably agree with a lot of the Reddit writers, readers, whatever you want to say.
Not a big fan of it?
I was not a fan of it. No. I don't know. It was the vocal, nothing against Kalen, the vocalist, but I don't like his voice. It just wasn't for me. There were parts where there was more growls and stuff like that coming from the bassist, I think.
Okay.
If I remember, I'm trying to picture where everybody was standing. And then even Caitlin can do some like harsher vocals and stuff. I enjoyed that a lot more. Maybe it's just I'm more of the harsh vocal person than like a clean vocal person.
And again,
But
your musical tastes have changed.
they have a lot.
Like you're really, really into like the deathcore right now.
Yeah.
And like that big
and death metal and everything.
harsh
Yeah.
vocals where 10 years ago,
Oh yeah.
this might have been a lot more right up your alley
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely probably would have, yeah. In 2016, 2017, yeah, definitely. But yeah, so I don't know. It was a fun night.
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan of the music. That's all.
It was a fun night. It was a fun time out in LA. Even though we were there very, just real quick in and out. Not the burger joint. We didn't go to that this time.
No, we didn't go to it.
But we were in and out of...
I didn't get that joke or pun or whatever you were trying
It was
to do.
unintentional, and then I just sort of stopped and derailed the whole conversation, like I always do. Anywho, we were in and out of LA really quick, so we didn't get a whole lot of time to explore and do stuff. But we did get to go out there for this show. So that was awesome. I wish it would have sold more. I wish it would have sold out. And again, we talked about this when we got back to the hotel of... I feel like if this was in Des Moines, it would have done better. Yeah. I feel like.
I agree. I think it would have definitely probably sold better in Des Moines. I don't think people would travel out to LA to see this like we did. We weren't even going to go until we looked at our points and everything and saw that we could go.
When the Kickstarter came out and we talked about it, we're like, oh, when this is in Des Moines, that's really not that bad of a drive for us to get there. So we would have gone to Des Moines regardless of having points and whatnot, right? Because we could have easily made like a day trip or a 2-day trip out of this.
We could have stayed with family and stuff like that to make it a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't think people would be traveling all the way from Iowa to LA to see this.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying that the fans are only in Iowa. It's just there's a bigger in our mind, there's a bigger connection to Iowa. That's where Joey's buried now. Like that's where Slipknot started. That's where a lot of things happened for Joey's life. Even in the montage of photos, there was like Valère, there was Bolorama, there was pictures of things that are in Des Moines that we know about, and so there is that connection there.
Yeah, we don't know what the connection is to LA, why it was in LA, like we said that earlier. It just felt weird. To me it would have made more sense in Des Moines, but because we don't have the whole picture, the whole knowledge, whatever, it's the people putting this on, his family who are putting this on by themselves too. Don't forget, like they're the ones doing the Kickstarter, the promotion, all of that kind of shit. Promotion's got to be hard as fuck to like get your word out there for like a show for a band that people may have heard about 10 years ago that they completely forgot about.
That's like no longer a thing anymore.
Right.
So
I don't know. I guess we're wrapping it up here just real quick. Quick little episode. It was a lot of fun to go out there. I'm going to hold off to listen to the music until we actually get the vinyl, and I'll listen to it on vinyl.
We'll listen to it live, or not live, but on the vinyl.
And then I'll probably, listen to it more again on Spotify and whatnot. But I'm definitely going to hold out for the vinyl before giving Spotify a spin.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we said, the most important thing here is the music is out there for you all to listen to, for everyone to listen to, and, for the memory of Joey and for this band to live forever now through the ether of the internets. So, go out, support your music, support your artists. And I don't know, maybe we'll see you at the next show.
Bye.